let's head over to Indianapolis, which if you, and I want to challenge I think this is going to be a compliment to you, Albert, and I want you to take it that way. If you pause Albert's video training camp report from Westfield, Indiana, the Colts training camp, if you pause it at just the right moment, because he's got the camera kind of above him and is shooting downward, you look like Joe Flacco, and Joe Flacco is a good looking guy.
Oh,
I'm just saying that. Like you
I'll
give
take it.
off some like I think it just makes everything look long, like your face look longer, you look a little bit taller, and so I think that's reason enough for everybody to
I
check
mean,
out Albert's Colts training camp report.
I'm 4 or 5 inches short of him, so
Yeah,
I
who's counting?
I don't have that going for me. Might be in worse shape than him too. I think I give Joe Flacco the nod there. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'll take it. I'll take
yeah.
it.
Um, you had written about the coach's search for consistency at the quarterback position. Shocking when your choices are Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson. You'd also written about, which was interesting, the secondary, and that was something that was remade this offseason. Big focal point as they brought in Lou Anarumo. Was the secondary success the product of inconsistency at the quarterback position, or did you see those two things independent of each other? Like, hey, the secondary is going to be really good, and we also don't really know what we're getting out of the quarterback yet.
That's always hard though, isn't it? Like when you go
Yeah,
out, it's just like, all right, like you're really excited about this receiver, but does the corner just stink? You know what I mean? Like you're really
right.
excited about this pass rusher, but does the tackle just stink? You know, so um but yeah, I mean I think the one thing that stuck out to me was how much the secondary had their hands on the ball. Like even when they weren't picking it off, it was you saw like an energy that group's playing with, and Gervarius Ward comes in. I think he's motivated. Our buddy Mike Silver did a good story on him, kind of looking back. He had a really tough year last year for like the most unthinkable stuff happened, and so I think like they see him as kind of like this guy who's got his edge back and is really going to give them like a versatile piece back there. Um, this guy Justin Wally they drafted, I think it was in the third round out of Maryland, is probably going to start at corner for them, and then Cam Bynum comes in to play next to Nick Cross, and like the comp I got as far as how he fits into Lou's defense is Jesse Bates.
There
So
we go.
yeah, like so Bynum's one of these guys who sort of sees everything and can be a traffic director back there. So the secondary looks like now some of this can be relative to how well they rush the passer, and there are some questions there. Like Leatu Latu going into year two, what does that look like? Samson Ekibon, they have numbers. They have like a bunch of guys. Like, can one of those guys become like a 12, 13, 14 sack guy?
Hmm.
But on the back end, they look like, they can run, they're versatile, and Lou's going to be able to play like a video game with them, with the guys back there, just because of the smarts, the experience, and the versatility of the DBs.
What is your gut telling you on Anthony Richardson v. Daniel Jones, the battle that we did not know we wanted or needed? And I will just say this: a couple of years ago, I on this show was making fun of Baker Mayfield v. Kyle Trask and saying what a garbage pile this situation is, and it's not going to matter who wins. Little did I know that Baker Mayfield's probably going to be there for the next 5 years as the Buccaneers starting quarterback, revived his career, got two offensive coordinators hired for head coaching jobs. So I'm not willing to discount anything at this point. There is no bad quarterback competition.
So you're going with Dan Dimes?
The numbers now are starting to emerge from Anthony Richardson's season last year are so distressing to me.
Yeah.
They're Tebow level concerning in terms of, I mean, there was the guy, and again, EPA is something that, I will joke about sometimes in the omnipresence of the use of it in NFL circles, but teams care about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They care about these numbers. They value EPA as a statistic. He had, I think, was the worst qualifying quarterback in almost all major EPA passing categories for 5 to 9 yard passes from a clean pocket. If you can't hit that, you have nothing as an offense.
I think we're at the point now of the first round quarterback experience where the fan base is sort of trying to will something to happen there. Because they want. I experienced this. I said something on Eisen yesterday, and the Colts fans were all over me. Like, I'm never listening to you again. Everybody who's been in practice says Richardson looks great. Blah 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 blah.
He is built to look great at practice.
Yeah.
He's built to look great at practice.
So I think the one thing that really sticks out to me is what everyone said to me about what is going to win that job. They believe they've got good balanced skill players. They believe Tyler Warren is going to be an impact guy as a rookie. Jonathan Taylor, obviously, we know what he is. 3 good receivers, maybe 4 if AD Mitchell comes along. A solid offensive line, so long as the center position works itself out. A Tanner Bortolini in there, and the defense has a chance to be better with Lou. And somebody brought this stat up to me. I thought this was really interesting. Did you know that they had 29 giveaways last year, third worst in the NFL, and they ranked 29th in total defense, and they still won 8 games. So I think like a part of the prism that Shane and Chris Ballard and all those guys are looking through this at is like, we don't need you to come and be all over the place at quarterback and make a great play and then get picked off in the next series. We need consistency. We need steadiness. And that was really the biggest thing that they brought up when I asked, like, what's going to win this job? It's like, can he run the operation?
Right.
I just think at this point, Daniel Jones has a better chance to be that guy than Anthony Richardson. I might get proven wrong. I don't think it's over. But if I had to guess right now, I'd say Anthony Richardson is who he is right now. And I don't know that things have progressed much beyond where he's been the last 2 years. And I think Jones would bring a steadiness that they've been looking for.
Just look at the raw numbers. So the Colts finished 2 games behind the Houston Texans last year. They both finished the season 3-2. They're 1 game apart in the versus conference opponents, and then they are 2 games apart against divisional opponents. The Colts outscored the Texans last year with a combination of Joe Flacco and Anthony Richardson at quarterback. And again, historically bad quarterback play. I don't see how they aren't contending for the division. And I keep saying it, and everyone looks at me like I'm taking crazy pills. And I said it last year, and I said it the year before. And so, okay, my bad. I'm a big believer in Shane Steichen, but the raw numbers are bearing it out. They're narrowly missing the Texans every year. This is a 1-game thing. And if a recalibrated Daniel Jones mentally just paints by numbers here in this offense, I think they're going to be fine. This is going to be a 9-win team. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that I think, again, like, it's based on what they're looking for at the position. I just think Daniel Jones gives them more of it than Anthony Richardson does at this point. Again, could be proven wrong. We'll see.
Make him into a weapon. I don't know. I mean, and now I'm going to be accused of pigeonholing him and whatever.
So the thing with DJ, I'd say the catch-22 with DJ is sort of the same as Richardson. Both these guys, I think, the best way to use him is to play him like a young Josh Allen, like when Josh Allen first got in the league, which is what Brian Daboll did.
Till he got hurt.
Yeah. And so that's the catch-22, is you can play him that way, but then he gets hurt, So, like, I think with both those guys, that's sort of been the catch-22. So there's a good chance they'll need both of them this year.